Day 3 of the 100 Days 100 Books Challenge marks the beginning of a life-changing journey that will empower you to grow and transform in various aspects of your life. This includes your mindset, finances, discipline, career, relationships, startups, psychology, productivity, communication skills, and marketing. The Willpower Instinct by McGonigal delves into the intricacies of self-control, how self-control works, why it matters, and what you can do to get more of it. Why does willpower matter? Extensive research underscores its pivotal role across various domains of life. Individuals endowed with robust willpower tend to experience enhanced well-being, forge deeper and more enduring connections, achieve greater success, amass wealth, and even extend their lifespan. Simply put, cultivating your willpower serves as a potent catalyst for self-improvement. Within the pages of the Willpower Instinct, you'll unearth insightful revelations. For instance, you'll uncover the counterintuitive truth about abstaining from indulging in your favorite foods during dieting endeavors. Furthermore, the book illuminates how denying one's biases often paradoxically intensifies prejudiced behaviors. Moreover, you'll glean invaluable techniques for fortifying your willpower. Contrary to conventional wisdom, placing temptations like a bowl of sweets in plain sight can paradoxically strengthen your resolve. McGonigal elucidates how such tactics can optimize your self-control for your ultimate benefit. Number 1. Willpower encompasses 3 fundamental forces: I will, I won't, and I want. Life presents a myriad of temptations: a tantalizing chocolate chip cookie offered just as you embark on a diet, or a pack of cigarettes conveniently appearing when you resolve to quit smoking. These scenarios epitomize willpower challenges, instances where your immediate cravings clash with your long-term aspirations. So, what enables you to exercise self-restraint in such moments? The potency of your willpower, composed of 3 distinct faculties: I won't, I will, and I want. Firstly, your I won't power signifies the capacity to reject impulses even when your entire being yearns to indulge. This facet encapsulates the traditional notion of willpower, the ability to withstand temptation. Temptations manifest in diverse guises for each individual, whether it be chocolate, cigarettes, or the allure of a captivating stranger. Each temptation serves as an I won't willpower challenge, testing your resolve. Do you possess the strength to decline? Identifying your most significant I won't challenge involves introspection. Which detrimental habit jeopardizes your well-being, happiness, or professional endeavors that you wish to relinquish? The second aspect of willpower is your I will power, the capability to endure discomfort in the present for the promise of a brighter future. Your I will power empowers you to tackle arduous tasks essential for realizing your objectives, such as diligently studying to pass exams and earn a degree. Pinpointing your paramount I will challenge necessitates reflection. What habit have you been procrastinating on that could significantly enhance your life upon cessation? Lastly, there's your I want power, the ability to remain steadfast in pursuit of your genuine desires. Your genuine desires align with what serves your long-term best interests, transcending immediate temptations. To withstand present temptations, a clear, overarching long-term goal must guide your actions. It is this objective that ignites your I want power, reminding you of the stakes involved. Identifying your I want challenge requires contemplation: what primary long-term goal warrants heightened dedication, and which immediate cravings hinder your progress towards it? Number 2. Engaging in meditation heightens awareness and fortifies the ability to ward off distractions, consequently enhancing self-control. In today's landscape, distractions abound. A plethora of clickable links, binge-worthy series, and enticing social gatherings. We often reassure ourselves with the promise of just one last email check. However, the risks involved are more substantial than meets the eye. When succumbing to distractions, one becomes increasingly susceptible to yielding to other temptations. The clamor of immediate desires easily eclipses long-term aspirations when the mind is preoccupied. A study exemplifies this phenomenon. Students tasked with memorizing a telephone number while selecting between chocolate and fruit snacks during an experiment opted for chocolate 50% more frequently than their counterparts devoid of any memorization obligation. Fortunately, there exists a remedy for combating distractions: elevating awareness through meditation. Neuroscientists have unveiled that individuals who incorporate meditation into their routine exhibit augmented gray matter, indicative of heightened cognitive prowess, in brain regions governing self-awareness. Meditation fosters a moment-to-moment introspection that enables us to discern instances of distraction and redirect our focus towards the task at hand. Remarkably, scientific findings indicate that a mere 3 hours of consistent meditation suffices to ameliorate self-control and cultivate an extended attention span. Furthermore, observable alterations in brain function emerge after just 11 hours of meditative practice. Yet, in moments of overwhelming distraction, the benefits of meditation once more prove invaluable. By pausing to take a breath and realigning concentration with long-term objectives, one can dismantle the cycle of distraction and regain mastery over impulses. When the mind wanders, substantial reservoirs of willpower dissipate. Steering clear of decision-making during moments of distraction and nurturing self-awareness through meditation constitute efficacious strategies for circumventing lapses in willpower. Number 3. Willpower serves as a biological instinct crucial for safeguarding our long-term well-being. What parallels can be drawn between a saber-toothed tiger and a delectable chocolate cookie? Both pose potential threats to our aspirations for a prolonged and healthy existence. Evolutionary mechanisms have equipped us with instincts to combat both the tangible peril of a predator and the allure of immediate gratification. Familiar to many is the fight-or-flight response, triggered when confronted with frightening or life-threatening circumstances. Essentially, it mobilizes the body's resources to swiftly navigate out of imminent danger. Less commonly recognized is the biological underpinning of willpower itself. Research unveils that confronting a willpower challenge elicits a distinctive state within the brain and body, furnishing a surge in willpower. This phenomenon, termed the pause and plan response, diverges markedly from the fight-or-flight mechanism. While the fight-or-flight reaction heightens sensitivity to external threats and amplifies responsiveness, essential for evading the tiger, the pause and plan response redirects attention inward, addressing the internal conflict between rationality and impulsivity, and facilitates deliberate decision-making, crucial for resisting the cookie. How can we fortify this innate willpower instinct to cultivate a deliberative mindset conducive to optimal decision-making? Vigilance towards stressors affecting both mind and body, such as anger, anxiety, chronic pain, and illness, is paramount. These stressors perpetuate the fight-or-flight state, impeding the attainment of a composed, rational mental state necessary for exercising self-control. Nevertheless, myriad strategies exist to bolster stress resilience and consequently augment willpower. Practices like meditation, regular exercise, sufficient sleep, nourishing dietary habits, and meaningful social interactions all contribute to stress reduction. Furthermore, a mere 5-minute outdoor excursion daily can yield a rapid enhancement in willpower, so seize the opportunity to immerse yourself in nature. Number 4. Willpower functions akin to a muscle, subject to training yet susceptible to exhaustion from overuse. Consider the aftermath of assisting a friend with a move by day's end. Your muscles ache with fatigue, rendering further exertion impractical. Perhaps you muse, I ought to hit the gym more frequently to stave off this weariness. Analogously, your willpower encounters a similar scenario. Excessive exertion drains its reserves, resulting in diminished self-control. Conversely, akin to building muscle strength in a gym, deliberate training can bolster the potency of your willpower. But why does overexertion deplete willpower? Each instance of successful self-control taps into a finite reservoir, meaning that resisting one temptation not only diminishes the capacity to resist others, but also increases susceptibility to procrastination and other lapses in self-control. This phenomenon of willpower depletion is pervasive, as even seemingly mundane daily tasks like commuting, enduring tedious meetings, or selecting among myriad shampoo brands expend our limited reserve of willpower. Despite this continuous drain, proactive measures can sustain willpower at optimal levels by stabilizing blood sugar and bolstering energy levels. Consuming low glycemic foods such as nuts, fruits, vegetables, cereals, and high-fiber grains replenishes this vital resource. Moreover, training the willpower muscle offers another avenue for enhancement. Much like sculpting arm muscles through weightlifting, engaging in regular willpower challenges own self-control incrementally. For instance, maintaining a visible jar of forbidden candies, strictly off limits despite enticement, serves as a small-scale training regimen. Consistent practice with such temptations fortifies the willpower muscle, equipping one to confront larger challenges with greater resilience. In the forthcoming insights, delve deeper into the nuances of succumbing to desires and uncover strategies for navigating such impulses adeptly. Number 5. Refrain from indulging in present behaviors solely due to past successes. Scarcely does a week elapse without news spotlighting the moral lapses of esteemed individuals, be they politicians, athletes, or religious figures. Why do these ostensibly virtuous figures succumb to significant transgressions? In reality, harboring the belief of one's own moral rectitude diminishes self-awareness and discipline. Illustrating this, a study tasked university students with either endorsing or refuting strongly sexist assertions. Predictably, few aligned with the overtly sexist statements. Yet, a control group exposed to milder variants exhibited a higher propensity to acquiesce. Strikingly, when faced with a hypothetical hiring scenario, students who disavowed the flagrant sexism were paradoxically more inclined to discriminate against female candidates compared to those who had acquiesced to the less severe statements. A similar trend emerged when racist statements were employed. This phenomenon stems from a reduced sense of self-control when one perceives themselves as sufficiently virtuous. In the experiment, after demonstrating their lack of sexism by rejecting a statement, participants paid scant attention to their subsequent conduct during the hiring task. Another manifestation of leveraging past commendable behavior to justify present indulgence is the notion of rewarding oneself for virtuous acts, such as indulging in a donut post-workout. However, this approach proves counterproductive. Rewarding oneself with a treat that undermines long-term objectives is an inherently flawed strategy. Hence, refrain from allowing past triumphs to slacken your resolve. Succumbing to self-indulgence risks nullifying progress. Instead, adhere to a rule aligned with your goals, challenging enough for consistency yet feasible for daily adherence without fail. Number 6. When your brain's reward system hijacks control, resisting temptation becomes an arduous endeavor. Have you ever experienced post-indulgence remorse, whether from purchasing an unnecessary sweater or succumbing to a sedentary evening in front of the television? And despite harboring awareness of better choices, why do we perpetuate these patterns? The culprit lies in the intricate workings of your brain's reward system, which doesn't always serve your best interests. It occasionally leads you astray. So, what exactly unfolds within your brain when cravings arise? At the onset, encountering a desired stimulus, be it visual or olfactory, suffices to trigger the brain's reward system. This cascade prompts the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that galvanizes regions responsible for attention, motivation, and action. Such dopamine surges can be elicited by stimuli associated with pleasurable experiences: the allure of a steep discount at a shopping mall, the aroma of a sumptuous meal, whether ribeye steak or vegan burger, or the captivating smile of an attractive individual. Upon dopamine release, the initially innocuous trigger swiftly morphs into an irresistible craving, even if indulging contradicts our long-term well-being, as is often the case with unhealthy food, internet binges, excessive alcohol consumption, or impulsive romantic encounters. Hence, we find ourselves ensnared in activities that initially entice but ultimately leave us riddled with guilt and discontent. Unlike our prehistoric forebears, who navigated life unencumbered by such complexities, we grapple with the repercussions of this primal reward mechanism. While their innate attraction to sweetness and pursuit of sexual impulses served evolutionary imperatives, in contemporary society, these impulses pose risks to our well-being. However, despite its antiquated utility, this impulsive mechanism persists within us, necessitating vigilance to ensure it doesn't dictate unhealthy or imprudent choices. How, then, can you harness this vulnerability to your advantage? By intertwining unpleasant tasks with activities that trigger dopamine release. Consider bringing tedious paperwork to your favorite cafe, where you can tackle it amidst the delightful ambience and savor a cup of decadent hot chocolate, a strategy that capitalizes on the brain's reward system to cultivate productivity. Number 7. Feeling low sabotages willpower by triggering intense cravings and unrealistic expectations. Stress, a ubiquitous source of discontent, stems from various facets of life, be it professional pressures, personal concerns, or distressing external events like unfavorable media coverage. Among the myriad threats to willpower, stress looms large as it incites potent cravings. How does this unfold? Stress engenders a sense of self-doubt and inadequacy, compelling individuals to seek solace in behaviors that offer immediate gratification, albeit at the expense of long-term well-being. Regrettably, these impulsive acts often exacerbate the very distress they aim to alleviate. For instance, enduring losses at a casino may prompt a desperate bid to recoup them through further gambling, a decision fraught with escalating risks that can culminate in financial ruin. How can one combat this perilous cycle? When besieged by stress, resist succumbing to impulsive cravings. Instead, opt for sustainable stress relief strategies like exercise or meditation. Though demanding greater effort, these endeavors yield gratification devoid of subsequent guilt. Yet, beware of crafting unrealistic resolutions in a bid to counter stress, a common pitfall. During times of adversity, such as grappling with mounting mortgage debt, individuals are prone to concocting grandiose schemes for overhauling their lives. For instance, committing to slashing expenses by a quarter to rectify financial woes may seem transformative in theory, imbuing one with a sense of invincibility. However, lofty ambitions often breed disappointment. As the bar is raised higher, the likelihood of faltering increases, paving the way for frustration, self-reproach, and eventual abandonment of endeavors. To evade this cycle, embrace a forgiving attitude towards setbacks. Rather than wallowing in despair, extend compassion to oneself and muster the resolve to persevere. Remember, failure is not a defeat but an opportunity for growth, a chance to recalibrate and forge ahead with renewed determination. Number 8. Overemphasis on the present moment often results in short-sighted decisions with detrimental long-term consequences. Do you ever find yourself overwhelmed by commitments after overextending yourself? Do you experience pangs of regret upon realizing the true costs of past decisions? Both scenarios stem from a fundamental flaw: our inability to envision the future with clarity, particularly our future selves. Our perception of our future selves is marred by a sense of detachment. They seem distant and unfamiliar, akin to strangers. This detachment arises from our incapacity to discern their thoughts and emotions. Consequently, we procrastinate tasks, harboring the illusion that our future selves will possess greater willpower to tackle them. Worse still, we may accumulate debt, banking on the assumption that our future selves will bear the burden. However, this hope is unfounded, As our future selves are not fundamentally different from our present selves, they too grapple with challenges, whether summoning the fortitude to undertake arduous tasks or managing finances. So what steps can we take to bridge this gap? Visualization proves efficacious in acquainting ourselves with our future selves. By envisaging our future selves reflecting on the decisions made today and their ramifications, we cultivate a deeper understanding of the consequences of our actions. Additionally, our susceptibility to instant gratification exacerbates the problem. The presence of tempting stimuli triggers a disproportionate response in our brain's reward system, compelling us to prioritize immediate rewards over long-term benefits. This cognitive bias leads to decisions our future selves often rue. Yet temptation weakens when we create distance between ourselves and the object of desire. Placing the object out of sight or making it less accessible diminishes its allure, as demonstrated in a study where office workers' candy consumption decreased by 1/3 when the candy was concealed inside a desk drawer rather than prominently displayed on the table. Number 9. Attempts to suppress unwanted desires paradoxically intensify them. Consider this challenge for the next 5 minutes. Refrain from thinking about white bears. Can you do it? Remarkably, most individuals fail in this endeavor. Despite seldom contemplating white bears in daily life, actively attempting to banish thoughts of them renders cessation nearly impossible. Similarly, suppressing cravings, though initially appearing effective, ultimately exacerbates their potency. This phenomenon was elucidated by a researcher who posited that thought suppression catalyzes engagement in the very behavior we seek to avoid. In a study, women partook in a tasting test featuring 2 akin chocolates. Prior to the assessment, participants ruminated aloud for 5 minutes. One cohort was tasked with stifling thoughts of chocolate, while the other was granted freedom to think as they pleased. As anticipated, the group instructed to eschew thoughts of chocolate reported fewer cognitions pertaining to it, yet paradoxically consumed twice as much of the confection. This principle underscores the inherent flaw in many dieting strategies. The more fervently individuals endeavor to resist specific foods, the more their minds fixate upon them. How, then, can one combat cravings without futilely attempting to suppress them? In the realm of dieting, eschew deprivation tactics in favor of positive reinforcement. Rather than fixating on what one won't eat, redirect focus towards embracing healthier dietary choices. By affirming a commitment to consuming nutritious fare, the allure of unhealthy options naturally diminishes, facilitating adherence to a constructive dietary regimen. Alternatively, adopt a mindful approach to cravings. Acknowledge their presence without succumbing to their allure. Engage in mindful breathing and introspection, visualizing the craving as a transient cloud dissipating into the ether. Number 10. Willpower exhibits contagious tendencies, influenced by our social milieu. Have you ever observed shifts in your behavior and mindset depending on the company you keep? Remarkably, our interactions wield significant influence over our beliefs, aspirations, and conduct, shaping even attributes like willpower. Research elucidates that exposure to impulsive behaviors in others heightens the likelihood of succumbing to impulsivity ourselves, forsaking long-term objectives for transient pleasures. Intriguingly, this effect intensifies in proportion to our affinity for the observed individual, exacerbating the erosion of willpower. However, this phenomenon also presents opportunities for positive reinforcement. Consider, for instance, the realm of dieting. Studies indicate that associating with a close friend or family member who has recently achieved substantial weight loss heightens the likelihood of similar success. How, then, can one leverage this dynamic? Reflect upon individuals esteemed for their willpower, as mere contemplation of their traits has been shown to bolster one's own self-control. Moreover, involving friends and family in personal willpower endeavors harnesses the potency of collective support. A poignant example lies in the weight loss intervention undertaken at the University of Pittsburgh, wherein participants were required to enlist alongside a companion. Through mutual encouragement, such as crafting uplifting messages or partaking in wholesome meals together, participants fortified their resolve. The outcomes were striking. A remarkable 66% of participants maintained their weight loss 10 months later, underscoring the efficacy of collaborative efforts. In contrast, the success rate among individuals who embarked on the journey solo amounted to a mere 24%. Embrace the notion of collective accountability by enlisting loved ones to partake in shared willpower challenges. It transforms individual struggles into collaborative endeavors, fostering a sense of solidarity and significantly enhancing prospects for success. Final summary and key message. The key takeaway from this book is that by cultivating the ability to prioritize long-term goals, sustain our willpower reservoir, and strengthen our willpower muscle, we can exert greater control over detrimental habits, leading to more fulfilling lives. Actionable advice. Unrealistic. 1. Monitor your willpower challenges. Take stock of how you navigate your willpower trials. Spend a day scrutinizing your decisions closely. Identify instances where you could have better preserved your willpower reserves and moments when impulsive actions detracted from your long-term objectives. Recognize your weaknesses and visualize overcoming them. 2. Replenish willpower through mindfulness. Embrace mindfulness as a means of replenishing your willpower. Dedicate time to a 5-minute brain training meditation. Focus on your breath, silently repeating, inhale and exhale, in your mind. When distractions arise, acknowledge them without judgment and gently redirect your attention to your breath. In essence, through self-awareness, strategic management of resources, and mindfulness practices, we can fortify our resolve and navigate life's challenges with greater efficacy and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. We hope you found valuable insights to enhance your life. Until next time, take care and stay inspired. See you soon.